Hey, it's Matt. Today's gonna be a quick video on how we find warm leads in under 10 minutes. I run this play with every client I sign, and it usually works super fast because we use this one thing that we call the money line, which is answering who is the closest to the money. So basically, by using the money line, we had people find clients within 24 hours, within 7 days to close them. 10 to 20 is usually the average, so 10, 20 days to find clients. But it's only because we use the money line and we do not start with followers, which is usually what most people do. Like they would say, I want clients, I want leads right now, and they go to the people and make offers to the people who are the least likely to pay you. Why? Because if you look at the money line, which is literally this arrow, you can, if you divide basically the people here, you can see that the closest to the money is actually people up top here, which is like active clients, past clients, customers who bought like a one-time thing from you. And the least likely to pay you is actually followers at the bottom, where actually like probably like 90% of people actually focus on followers instead of focusing on people who are like closest to the top, right? So let's say you have active clients, past clients, and customers. If you do, if I just said that and you thought of some people in your mind, here's what you can do to actually find more leads right now. You can re-sign clients, you can upsell people, right? There's a bunch of ways. And another thing that I said recently in my tweet is I think that people who struggle to convert or like monetize their audience, they're just not having fun making offers. I feel like we, in general, me in my community, in my clients, like we just have fun making offers. They're not supposed to be boring. They're not supposed to be like, oh, I have to send this offer, blah, blah. No, there's a bunch of ways you can make offers fun and like play around with angles, with seasonal things that's happening. Like it's just so fun. And like people who are not making offers, they're not making them fun, are the people who struggle to sell. So basically, let's say you have active clients. What are you gonna do? Like they're already paying you. What is there to make offers? Well, there's a bunch of ways. Right, like you can upsell them into something that's higher ticket. You can basically ask them like, hey, do you want to work for more months? Maybe you're only working with them for 3 months, but maybe you want to re-sign them so they can stick with you for 1 year. Like, what can you do? So there's a bunch of templates here. But for active clients, what we do, like if we want to log them with us for like 6 months or like 1 year, we want to give them some fun offers, as in like maybe we give them a discount if they stick longer with us. Maybe we can credit their past purchases, like, hey, you've spent this much, and we can credit this back as the program if you log for 6 months, right? Like that's a way to keep people in your ecosystem. Maybe you can upsell them. Like sometimes if you're like really aware of your clients, you can be like, hey, this person would probably benefit of getting more one-on-one calls, or maybe get this upgrade or whatever it is. Like you want to make offers. And these offers, by the way, are literally like simple messages we send people. Like, hey, you'll benefit from this thing. Here you go. Do you want it? Sometimes it's like literally 50 words and they just work like crazy because it is very relevant to the client. You send it to them. They're like, oh yeah, I actually would like this if they have the budget to upgrade, right? So you can upsell, you can maybe say like, hey, you can pay in full. Do you want this? Usually this works after they have like a win, they've seen some progress. Works pretty much every time. Or you can play around like, hey, buy two, get one free. This is usually holidays. You can play around when it's holiday season. But yeah, again, like there's a bunch of ways. These are literally five of like a lot of ways we can upsell people and keep them longer in our ecosystem. But yeah, what about people who worked with you in the past and they're not working with you anymore? Usually we can get them inside by giving them some type of discount, maybe some type of like we revive the conversation, we re-engage, we ask them like, hey, how has things been going so far since the last time we talked? Did you solve X, Y, and Z? If not, like we just rebuild this offer, or we here's like a new method we found, or like whatever you want to keep them entertained. You want to give them like some type of like new method for them to achieve their goals that they probably didn't last time. But yeah, again, a bunch of ways you can re-engage people and give them a new way to start working with you, right? And then past customers, you can credit into their main offer. So you can be like, hey, you spend $100. And if you want to get more feedback, more access, blah, 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 whatever, we can credit your $100 payment into the main program. Do you want in? Like these are just so, you can notice like these are just offers, but it's like a one ask. Like you just want to make an offer and then ask them like, hey, do you want in? And a lot of people say yes. You can For example, if they bought like a $100 product before, you want to set up a sequence in the back end and be like, hey, we have this offer. Do you want to upgrade? This is what you get. This is what people got if they upgraded, blah, blah, blah. You want to have a sequence. This will upsell them, right? You can do special bonuses. Again, like it's Christmas, it's Black Friday, it's my birthday, or lower commitment upsell, which is maybe someone bought something, they don't want to commit working with you for like 6 months, 3 months. Maybe they just want to work with you for like 4 weeks, right? So make an offer about that. Okay, this is the first part. These are the people who are the closest to the money. What if you do not have them? What if you maybe talked to a master class, a podcast, a workshop, or you have an email list? These are the people who are also really close to the money. So I would call them a little bit like lukewarm, not that hot. So for these people, you want to basically follow up with them. You want to send them a simple message of like, hey, I saw you in this masterclass. I saw you here. Like, what are you working on? The thing is, like, you're not supposed to sell them instantly. You kind of want to warm them up. You want to talk with them. You want to see, like, can you even help this person? But you want to keep the conversation going, right? Even if you talked to a masterclass that was like 1 year ago, you can still, like, do you remember people? Do you know who was there? Did they follow you? Did they join your newsletter? Like, do you know them? Like, go back, try to think a little bit and be like, okay, I remember this person. Let me re-engage with them, right? What about if you have an email list? This is like the most fun for me. Is like there's an intro sequence that I have. So if you have a program, you send a sequence, usually 12 days, back to back emails like you're launching something. If you have a digital product, we have like a 20 email sequence that we send people literally always sells really well, depending also here, depending on how warm your email is. If you send one email a month, obviously it's going to be harder. If it's already warmer, people already open, they're good, obviously going to make sales faster. You also have the 300 daily email, which is like we send an email every single day that's like 300 words, makes $300 a day on average. We used to, now it's more. But yeah, just send daily emails. And then you have welcome emails, right? So there's a bunch of ways you can play around. These are all offers. These are all like emails, offers, or messages that we just ask people, do you want this, right? Okay, let's say you do not have these people. Let's go a little bit below. Maybe you have all the leads, people you talked to in the past. They might have asked about your offer. They might have been a little bit curious, but they didn't buy, or old conversations. What I found is that usually these people or this category, they didn't buy because there was a timing problem, there's an urgency problem, or there's some doubt. So sometimes maybe truly the timing wasn't right. Maybe they wanted it to, but they didn't really go with it because something was about to happen, they didn't feel ready, blah blah blah, whatever it is. Then you have urgency, maybe you didn't push them to pick a choice and they just pushed it off for months and then they forgot about you. Maybe they had questions, maybe they didn't ask those questions, that's why they didn't buy. Maybe you didn't have a good enough conversation for them to open up, or they asked you something and you didn't really reply or like address that objection. So there's a bunch of stuff here, but again, you want to re-engage these people. You want to talk, go back to them, talk to them, make sure you find the things that's missing, make sure you introduce your new offer, be like, hey, we are doing this, do you want to join this time, or like we are working towards this goal and it's easier this time, or blah blah blah, do you want in? Again, just making offers. And let's say you do not have this category, you just have followers. Again, there's a bunch of offers you can make to followers as well. Like you can give them a lead magnet and have an offer in the back end that you're promoting, right? You can use hand raisers. They're basically simple posts. You're like, hey, I achieved this goal and I help these people achieve this goal. We're doing it using this X method. Do you want more details? Reply this word and I'll send it to you, right? These are what hand raisers are. Or warm DMs, which is like, hey, thanks for following me. How is it going? Start a conversation. Try to, get them talking. You're not supposed to sell here, but you're supposed to talk to people, understand where they are. Can you help them? Stuff like that. But there's a bunch of basically templates that I give clients. And again, at every stage, we've had great results by literally just making one ask, like sending one template that you just have to like personalize a little bit, right? But I will be sending every single template for every single thing here in my new newsletter, which is like a private newsletter. Every Friday at 10 a.m., I'll send you one template you can use to either grow your business in visibility, maybe like grow your brand community and also sign clients easier. But I'll only be sending it to 100 people because I want to test this paid newsletter. So the link to join is below. I will send basically literally starting from the top with what template to use, who to send it to, how to find exactly these people, how to personalize, how to play around with like how to make magic with pricing, right? Like it's just so easy, but you have to start from the top and go to the bottom, not the other way around. But yeah, join the link below if you want in, and I'll see you next time.